Hello everybody, Iain Robson here, welcome back to American Truck Simulator. Today we are hauling some Tesla cars from Toronto, Ontario to Montreal, Quebec, or I should say Montreal, Quebec. That's how you say it in French at least. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and do this run. I didn't have any suggestions from the last episode, so I figured we'll do a little run in Ontario, out to Quebec, and this particular run is something you would see pretty often actually. Can I get out of that? Looks like I can, okay. This is a run you would see fairly often actually, in my neck of the woods at least. This run is this is like the most typical cargo run you'll ever see in Ontario. Well, one of the most typical ones. I guess this or going to the States would be the two typical ones you would see. We're just in a parking lot. I guess this is a Tesla lot from the looks of it at least, so it's kind of interesting. They have like a parking lot there. It must be the Tesla, what would it be here? The manufacturer. I don't think they have a, more like, I guess it would be a dealership, but it looks like a manufacturing building or something. And in Montreal, there are quite a few people who have Teslas and very fancy cars. If you've never been to Montreal, I definitely recommend it. It's a gorgeous city. The view of Montreal is particularly nice. And I actually went there. When did I go there last? It would have been quite a long time ago now. Quite a long time ago, actually. And there have been some updates to American Truck Sim in the last little while. One of the biggest updates that we've seen, or are going to see, I should say, is the dual trailer or double trailer setups that we're going to start seeing here soon in American Truck and European Truck Simulator. So that's kind of cool that they're bringing it to both. I really like that. So I'm pretty pumped about that actually. And that's going to be a paid no, that one is the free DLC. But the free DLC is that one, and then the paid DLC is going to be the high value cargo pack style one. So that's going to be kind of neat. So usually their DLCs aren't too expensive. I imagine about $5 or less. I imagine for that DLC. And they're going to have some quite interesting. What's going on here? Why is this lane? That makes no sense. Why is that lane right here red and that one over there green? Is that the left turn signal? That's bizarre. Usually it's in the middle of the road. Alright, whatever. I guess I could have gone through. This is strange. Well, look at that police officer. What does that say? Highway patrol? That's not right. We don't have that type of highway patrol. If we're in well, that's a left turn signal. You just can't see it very easily. Anyways, in Ontario we have the OPP, the Ontario Provincial Police. These are provincial police authorities, I guess. And as far as I know, Quebec and Ontario are the only provinces with provincial police. All other states, or all other provinces, I guess we'll stay in this lane. All other places, oh, it's 100 kilometers already? Wow, that was quick. All other places have the RCMP there instead of their provincial police, which is kind of interesting. So when I was out west in British Columbia, it was interesting to see the RCMP everywhere as opposed to like a provincial police. Like the way it works in our area at least is let's get cruise control on here. The way it works in our area is if you're on the highways, it's OPP that'll be the people who come after you. If you're in the cities, it'll be the city police basically. So if you're in Toronto, it'll be the Toronto Police Department. If you're in Quebec, it would be the Quebec City Police Department, I guess. And so on and so forth basically. But on the highways, it would be the OPP in Ontario, and I believe it's the same in Quebec as well. So we're going straight through this intersection. Good. Let's move into the right-hand lane here so we can let faster vehicles go by. Very nice. I've never driven from Toronto to Montreal actually, now that I think about it. It's not super far. I've gone from Toronto to Ottawa, Ottawa to Montreal, but never Toronto to Ottawa. Or Toronto to Ottawa, Toronto to Montreal. I've never done it by train either actually. I've done Ottawa, Toronto by train, Ottawa, Montreal by train, Toronto, Niagara Falls by train, but never Toronto and Montreal. So I don't know this specific route, but I guess it would be 401 East almost all the way, for a good chunk of it at least. Yeah, for quite a large chunk of it. Oh, it looks like those scales don't work in this area. That's interesting. If you recall, the reason I bring that up is because in one of the previous updates, they allowed it so you could have, you can call it like a little machine in your truck. I forget the name of it. Someone actually commented a while back with the actual name of it. But it's basically a machine that tells you whether to pull over to the scales or not. And maybe they don't work on this extra map here. So I know the in-game vehicles have them, but this is not an in-game vehicle. This may actually have it. Actually, I probably should have checked that. This truck may have been updated since last time I picked up this truck and started playing. Figured this morning I had the steering wheel hooked up, might as well do a little bit of American Truck Sim right before the DLCs come out, which should be soon. And New Mexico should be coming out soon too, actually. At some point. Still haven't heard much about that yet. I'm okay. It seems like a long time. That bush is way in the road. Jeez. I don't mind waiting a while because SCS puts out a good product. So waiting a bit longer to get a good solid product, I'm okay with. So that is that. But I don't know, I thought it would be kind of funny to take some Tesla cars in Montreal, because Teslas are the type of car you definitely would see in Montreal. Last time I was there, I saw like Lamborghinis, Ferraris, Teslas, Audis. Did I see any Rolls Royce? No? Bentleys? I don't think so. I wouldn't be surprised if they were there, although I would be kind of concerned about driving those types of cars on the roads around there, actually. Because the roads in Montreal are not great. Let's just say that. Not great at all. There's construction all the time on the bridges. And an interesting little fact, when a bridge crosses over a body of water, I believe, between is it a body of water? No, I think there's something specific. What is it? I think it's when it crosses over the ocean or something like that. It becomes a federal bridge. Or some specific thing about that. What is it? Can't remember. But as far as I can remember, let's just say this. I'm sure there's probably a bit more specific than this, but if a bridge crosses over a body of water between provinces, it's federal. Or if it crosses over the sea, I believe it's federal as well, I think. So Atlantic, Pacific Ocean, whatever. This guy in the red car wants to pass us, but this guy in the Jeep is going just a little bit too slow. Where are you going there, buddy? Petro-Canada? That's actually accurate. Actually, if you're on the 401, you probably wouldn't see Petro-Canada, as you probably would see... Oh, maybe would it be Petro-Canada? No, I guess it would be the en route stops, I think, off the 401. If memory serves. I try not to drive on the 401 too often. I prefer driving on like some of the smaller roads that are still highways, but not the 401. My wife gets terrified driving on the 401. Not terrified, but she really doesn't appreciate driving on the 401 or any kind of the 400 series highways here in Ontario, because it gets pretty busy and it can get a little nerve-wracking if you've never done it before either, or if you don't do it very often either. So 1 second, I'm gonna get a quick sip of water here. Alright, let's move into the right lane here. There we go. Got my Tesla cars. Those are trucks. Although, as far as I understand, Tesla is supposed to be making a truck at some point in the future. So I guess it must be a prototype, and they're testing it in Montreal for some reason. But as far as I know, they are supposed to do some sort of... Really, dude? That guy's going just a little bit too slow. There we go. Anyways, they are supposed to do some sort of truck in the future, as far as I understand. So it should be kind of interesting to have an electric truck to see how that works out. Because electric trucks, I've seen hybrid trucks, but they've never really done very well. I don't know the reason why. Maybe because they don't get the same power electric truck or torque or something. That doesn't make a lot of sense, considering electric engines get, 100% torque right away, as far as I understand. I am not an expert, though, as I have stated multiple times in the past. Also, if you're driving on the 401, it doesn't look like this all the time. I imagine it's a lot more residential. Depending from Toronto, you would have seen like Oshawa, Ajax, Pickering, Cobourg, all those cities, but we haven't seen anything yet. Admittedly, they probably haven't updated the map to include all those cities in between there because there's just too many cities, but it's unfortunate that we didn't see any cities, but yeah, well, I'm sure as you get close outside of, because you would go through Kingston too, actually, now I think about it. We go through Kingston, would you go through? Yeah, I think you would. Yeah, you probably go through Kingston and then close to Ottawa as well to go to Montreal. So, in reality, this route should be more, there should be more cities that we're passing through. But based on the map, what do we have here? Yeah, we're almost at Kingston, so we should have passed, like, Toronto's right here. There would have been Oshawa, Pickering, Ajax, Cobourg, all along here. Maybe that's what these are going to add eventually. Yeah, Kingston is right here. And then we're going to go on the... Oh, they actually have the right road, the 401. That's awesome. I didn't even notice that. Yeah, that's actually the right road, the 401 East. Yeah, that's the... There you go, we're on the right road. 401 East, right through Kingston there. This area, neck of the woods right here, is really bad in the winter. You get lots of snow there. And then, oh, okay. I didn't realize it was actually, I didn't see any signs. Or didn't notice any signs, at least. There probably were some, I just didn't notice. Let's get in the left lane here. There we go. Oh, what does that say? Just 100 kilometers an hour. Interestingly enough, as far as I know, the only province that has posted speed limits now over 100 is British Columbia. On the mountain passes, it's like 120 kilometers minimum, or like maximum, I should say, not minimum. And then on in Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, I think they have 110 kilometers an hour, which is kind of interesting, actually. So let's just turn is closed, apparently, to the U.S. border. Oh, the next one was closed. Was that one closed? But yeah, it's kind of interesting. Ontario doesn't have 110 or 120. I don't know why they don't. It would be, I guess, because they just don't want too many wrecks. There are a lot of roads in Ontario, or a lot of people in Ontario. So when you have a posted speed limit that's like, you know, 110, 120, I think you're just asking for more trouble. Always, at least. Yeah. If we just passed Kingston, we should have gone like almost right on the outskirts of Kingston. We should have been able to see the city. If we're gone past there yet, I don't know. It's hard to tell. But it's always funny to compare this to real life to see, you know, how accurate is it? Because sometimes you're just like, I'm like, that's not accurate at all, and then sometimes it's not. Someone posted the other day, or on the previous ATS video, someone said like, yeah, not accurate at all. They're missing, you know, X, Y, Z, and I'm like, hey, they're doing the best they can. Like, to be able to add all the little details in there, it's pretty crazy. So that guy's going to the United States in his fancy car. Looks like his car is floating there a little bit. Let's move over to the left lane to let this lumber truck in. Actually, when I was out west, I saw a ton of lumber trucks. Trucks hauling lumber, logs, lots of that. And that's to be expected in British Columbia, Alberta. Lots of forests out there. As you get further north in Ontario, you tend to see more of that as well. In some of the more remote areas. A lot of people have like little firewood lots off like some of the smaller roads, like off Highway 7 or Highway... maybe not Highway 7. 7's a little too main, but... There are some other areas where, if you go further up north, like Temiskaming, Sudbury, that area, Tweed, well, maybe not Tweed, maybe Tweed. You'd find like people have wood lots off the highway. So it's like a little, all you see is like a little driveway, and then they're like, there's like a hut, and that's it, basically. Actually, there is one off Highway 7, now that I think about it. It's random. You'll drive past it, and you'll see like, there's like an outhouse, a little tiny like house, like shed type thing, and then there's wood, and that's it, basically. But you see it from time to time. It kind of makes you laugh a little bit. But I guess it's good business. Although one thing to be careful about with wood, especially in Ontario, is don't transport wood. Essentially, for fire, for like campfire stuff like that. You'll see that often about the emerald ash borer and stuff like that. Because if you transport the wood from one area to another area, often you're not always, but if you're not careful, you can transport pests as well, which kill various trees. Like the emerald ash borer, I believe, is the biggest culprit, to the best of my knowledge, at least. No one's coming. We're good. But in the summer, you'll often see signs saying, no, don't transport your campfire wood. Now I don't know what the difference is between transporting campfire wood and transporting like lumber. I guess it's possible to transport lumber between areas, but not transport the bug. I don't know. Oh, that's an interesting thought, actually. Curious, very curious. I do love this truck. It's got a good engine in it. I realize though I use this truck all the time. I don't really change it much. It's bad of me. I should try and change the truck up more often, but I don't know. If you'd like me to change up the truck, leave a comment below with what truck I should try out next. I don't know. I'm just very particular to this truck. I don't know why. It's got all the random stuff like the dual stick shifts and all that. If you ever watch somebody go on YouTube and check out how to use those double stick shifts, it's a little bit crazier than you think it is. There's a FedEx guy going there. These are our lovely Tesla trucks. That's funny. Tesla trucks with those look like looks like Fords below it. But it came from Tesla apparently. The other trailer actually looked like Tesla, so maybe this was a fluke. Who knows? Or maybe some people were just trading in these cars for Teslas, which is probably more likely, really. And we're taking these back to the dealership. Let's assume there are 4 trucks on top. That could be possible. Maybe not. It's hard to say if that's a Ford grill or not. But people might have traded in their Mustang for Tesla. Teslas are kind of nice cars. They are pretty fast too, actually. Because it's an electric car, you got all the torque right off the bat, which is pretty sweet. I still haven't been in an electric car, actually. That would be kind of curious. One of these days I'll have to check out an electric car and see what it's like. Because I can imagine that having all the power right away as soon as you put your foot down is probably pretty awesome. And the other interesting thing is when you put your foot down, the brakes on electric cars often, you will also get regenerative braking, I believe they call it. So it actually charges the batteries and stuff like that when you put your foot down. And brake, I mean. I don't know if they have hybrid trucks, like diesel, big 18-wheeler trucks like this. They might. They may not have the... I don't know. I don't think they do. I know they have or have autonomous trucks, but not necessarily electric trucks. There probably are a few out there, but I don't think they're mainstream. Hey, it's Quebec! Eh, bonjour, bonjour, monsieur. Maintenant, j'ai besoin de parler en français parce que je suis dans Québec maintenant. I'm just joking, guys. I won't speak French. But we're in Quebec, so I guess we're almost at our destination here. That guy's going a little bit too slow. Alright, we'll go straight through this intersection apparently. We don't turn off quite yet, but we will soon, I'm sure. That's funny. Yep, there's a few cities missing in this route, that's for sure. Just a few. Let's move over for this guy here. Yeah, quite a few cities missing actually. Oh, gotta pull into the way serves. There we go. Whoa, that's a big dip. Alright. Just coast the last little bit there. Parking brake on. Gross weight 25 tons. Thank you for your cooperation. Have a safe journey. Alright, thanks very much. Only 25 tons? With the heavy haul pack that's coming out. I don't think, I guess they're gonna call it a heavy haul pack or something like that. It'll be like the high value cargo pack for ETS, but apparently they're bringing, I guess this is it's like that, but with heavier objects, I guess, really. Alright, we're almost at our destination here. Guess we gotta merge here. I think it's unlikely that you would find a single lane highway like this in Montreal. Honestly. Montreal's a pretty packed city. Especially considering it's on an island as well. Or part of it's on an island. Oops, we better slow down here. Alright, that must be the Saint Laurent, or supposed to be at least. Or maybe part of it. Alright. This is our turn up here. Take it nice and easy around this turn. Good. People vacuuming out their cars, looks like. Alright. Pizza Hut, that sign should be in French. The pizza? I don't think it's actually called that. I think it's just Pizza Hut in French too. But you do have to have your signs in French and English in Quebec, strangely enough. And French has to be first, and the French has to be bigger than English as well. If those people don't know those rules, that is in relation to, I believe, what's called Bill 101, which was enacted a while ago now. I want to say 70s maybe. Not certain about that though. I don't believe I was. I may have been around, depending on when it was enacted. But anyways, that's basically like a law to in Quebec. It's basically a law to kind of protect the language a little bit, because English is a dominant language in the world, not necessarily just in Quebec, but is a dominant language in the world. So because of that, Quebec has taken certain measures in order to preserve the language. Alright, looks like we just drive straight from the looks of it. That's a narrow, those are some steep hills. No, apparently this is a 30-kilometer-an-hour area. I don't know why, but apparently it is. I was slowing down. Alright, no, that's not our turn up there. But we're coming up to the Tesla dealer. If we were in Montreal in real life, there'd be way more traffic than this. Alright. So that is our destination, somewhere over there. Oh, it's right in there? Apparently, yes, it is. Alright. This is going to be interesting. This is the easy one, apparently. Alright. Take a nice wide turn here. I apologize for your lawn in advance there, guys. What on earth? Let's be... What? Why is that even there? Must be a hot dog stand, I guess? That's ridiculous. Look at that. Alright. Let's straighten out here. That's ridiculous. Alright. Let's get this lined up a bit better here. Put it in reverse low. There we go. Oh, that's good. Okay, I'll take it. Parking brake on. Decouple the trailer. Let's see how we did. Not bad. 475 kilometers. 5 hours and 20 minutes. That's about accurate. Kind of Montreal. It's probably about right, yeah? Oh yeah. Level up as well. Sweet. I guess we'll just level up high value cargo next. Sweet. Alright folks, that's it for me for today. Hope you enjoyed the episode of American Truck Sim, going from Toronto to Montreal. My name is Iain Robson. If you enjoy, why don't you go ahead and leave a comment below with where we should travel to next. Catch you guys later.